No Money Spent episode, I think like 32 or 33. Since Tuesday is usually like a dead day when it comes to Mutt and Cut, we've decided to start a new series called Budget Baller Tuesdays. A lot of people ask me, Truth, who's a good this on the budget? What's a good this on the budget? We're going to do this video every Tuesday. I'll probably alternate between Cut and Mutt every other Tuesday. Today, clearly we're on Mutt. We're going to talk about Budget Ballers. So I'm probably going to do quarterback, receiver, running back, tight end, offensive line. You should have mostly free. We'll do pass rushers because I'm not going to difference between pass rushers and like ends and left outside linebackers, just pass rushers in generals. We'll probably do users like middle linebackers, outside linebackers, cornerbacks, and safeties. I'll try to cover all that in the video, and what it's going to be is going to be free option, maybe 50 to 100 to 100K, and then obviously 100K to like 150, basically under 150. Those are the three we're going to look at. So hit the like button, drop a sub. I've done a lot of research on this, and I asked you guys on Twitter, and y'all gave me some good suggestions, so I'm going to take those in consideration too. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey, ain't we been through it all? Then we sleep on them floors. Everybody we thought we needed, we don't need them no more. Run it up, don't check the score. No, I'm balling no nigga.
Now, first things first, I know not everyone got this quarterback, but me, I'm still using Jaden Daniels. I haven't moved over to the gunslinger train. We'll talk about that here in a second, but if you're still rocking this card, and as you can see, I run a Washington/Lions theme team, so he's very fast. So you either want a fast quarterback or you want a quarterback with gunslinger. Now, I will say his deep accuracy is starting to be noticeable, so I'll probably be moving off him, but if you got Jaden Daniels and you can rock with him, put him in a scheme, he's still very, very good. Now, this guy, I think he's above this way. Taysom Hill quarterback is a very, very good quarterback. You're going to see him a lot on this list because it depends on what your team needs. Now, I believe he's not obtainable until this Most Feared Thursday, unless you got the glitch pack and you have a glitch token. Shout out to my boy Chuflaki. He did a gameplay on this video, on this card. I highly suggest you go see it. It's an awesome card. He gets gunslinger. He is completely free. Obviously, you have to decide between him and the Ndamukong Suh. But if you're in need of a quarterback and you don't want to spend on a quarterback, this is like a top 4 quarterback in the game. You probably have Randall Cunningham, maybe Andrew Luck. And then after that, Taysom Hill's right in the conversation. Randall Cunningham's going to be a gajillion coins. Andrew Luck is 700K and his LTD is like $1 million. Why not? So Taysom Hill, if you want a free option, absolutely, positively go with this option. And also, comment down below if there's some that I missed that you feel like should be included. Like I said, we'll probably update this list every 2 weeks. Jared Goff. Now, I've grown to fall in love with this card because of the draft mode, but he's actually been updated and he's actually really good because he gets gunslinger now. Gunslinger is what everyone wants. This card, I believe, you can get under 100K. So getting a card with gunslinger under 100K is very, very hard to find. You can see he has the 87 throw power. What you need is the 87 throw power. What he lacks is speed. He is a statue out there. So look, for me, I'm running a Lions theme team. He will be viable for me to upgrade because I feel like I win with any quarterback. It's just a matter I got to adjust to my play style. So if we're talking about that mid-range, you know, that 50 to 75K to 100K, you're not going to find a quarterback for a gunslinger outside of Jared Goff, which you can probably get under 100K, and you can probably build for even less. So think about that. Jared Goff, look, not a lot of people are going to like it because he has the 7-1 speed, but the accuracies are basically there. Short, medium, you can get deep over 85 very, very easily. And he has gunslinger, man, so I don't know what more you want. And to me, the #1 budget quarterback, Mr. Mailman himself, the first man to get gunslinger, Will Levis. He's about 120, maybe 115K. Obviously, accuracies are great. The speed is okay. And then you have gunslinger. More importantly, you have gunslinger. So to me, if you're rolling on a budget, why not rock with Will Levis? You've seen a lot of pros rocking Will Levis still. He's still a very, very good card. He's not as fast as Andrew Luck or say a Patrick Mahomes or anything of that nature. But if we're talking about a budget under that 150K mark and you need a quarterback, I don't mind you going to scoop up Will Levis. Now, if we're talking about the running back position, this Chris Rodriguez, he has been very, very good for me. Obviously, I have mine juiced up because he has Washington and the Hispanic Heritage theme team. But if you take away the Washington, he still has 89 speed. For a free back, backs are getting released now with 90 to 91 speed. This card was released almost a month ago, and it's still viable. If you don't want to spend on your running back, or if you're a thrower of the football and you just need someone you need to give it to every now and again, he's really good. 89 speed, the acceleration is there, the carrying is there, like that matters. Change direction is good, and the trucking and break tackle are all good as well. You got to remember, the only thing that's really being affected from a Washington standpoint is the speed and acceleration. Everything else, is just from the Hispanic heritage, which obviously you can get if you've used your tokens and things of that nature. If you haven't got them, that's kind of unfortunate, but this Chris Rodriguez, he's still rocking for me, so don't mind him at all. And let's look at the running back position, man. I search for a lot of cards. I really search for a lot of cards, and in terms for that mid-budget, you're not going to get a better card than this, which is crazy because this card came out like 2 months ago. But CJ2K, man. CJ2K, 87 speed. If you look at all the 86 overall running backs or even 87 overall running backs that I just shown, most of them have 87 speed, right? So you can get CJ2K, and look, obviously they nerf evasive and spins to the ground, but you can get CJ2K for 34K. Again, if you just need a running back who's going to break some tackles, make some things shake out of the backfield, CJ2K is absolutely your dude. He's absolutely your dude. 87 speed. I'll show you guys so you don't think I'm tripping. If you go look at the 86, 87 market, all these guys, 87 speed. Not a single one. Maybe Fred Taylor, who could be in the next tier of budget. He has 88 speed. So if you want to go Chris Johnson or Fred Taylor, depends on what your budget is. You got 35, 40K, and then you have 100K. Right? So Fred Taylor, who probably could be in the next tier of budget as well. I'll just throw him in here because we're looking at it. Chris Johnson, Fred Taylor are probably the two budget running backs in that mid tier you could go after. And I'm telling you, you're going to see a lot of these cards because this promo was a little bit before its time. Devon A-Chain. Devon A-Chain is an absolute positive monster. You get the breakout chemistry, remember, or the breakout badge. He gets up to 90 speed, and you get him for 120K. And if you're not a gunslinger merchant, he can get running back apprentice. But 90 speed, 90 excel, 90 agility. If you run a Dolphins theme team, obviously it's 91. Like I said, these cards were a little bit before their time. This card is still a top 5 back in the game, and you can get him for 110, 120K. So I'm telling you, these breakout cards, you're going to see a lot of them. But Devon A-Chain, man, if you want to go to the top end of your budget, 120K for a top 5 running back in the game, that's not bad at all. Moving over to the receivers. You have about 2 days or 3 days to obtain this man. I highly suggest, after you get done watching this video, if you're not in Hero in the rank system, to click off and go get Hero. Go get Hero because this guy's going to be one of the best receiver, if not the best receiver in the game for quite some time. Let's look at the stats. That's all great, right? 92 speed, he's the fastest receiver. Short's great, medium's great, deep's great. What everyone needs to realize, he gets every team chem, so all these are going to be +1. I guarantee you, we don't get another 93 receiver, which this is basically 93 speed stock because everyone runs a theme team, till maybe Zero Chill, maybe Blitz, which Blitz is still a month away. So there's a free card that you can get with 93 speed and hits all the deep, short, and medium route running thresholds for free if you just go grind rank. I went 18-6. I started 12-0, and then after that, I just honestly just played the matchups, and I got Hero pretty easy. So Jalen Hyatt, 130%. Go cop this man like right now. Get yourself to that Hero 1 so you can make sure you get him on Thursday when it rolls over. Now again, if we're talking about balling on a budget, my boy Maserati Marv for 45 to 50K. Look, man, obviously there's receivers that are better, but if we're talking about a small budget, if you're no money spent or you have small amount of coins, Marv can get the job done. 6'3", 87 speed. Hits all the route running thresholds because all you need is 85 for all Madden, unless you're playing all pro, which if you're playing all pro, I get it, I hate it, but Marv is still there. For 40 to 50K, you're not going to find a much better receiver. You're absolutely not going to find a better receiver. Now, you can go Romeo Odunze, the 89 rookie premier. If you have him, he's another free option. But Maserati Marv in terms of this. Now, also, Drake London, who we got from the breakout promo, is really good. And also, if I can show him to you, Mike Williams, who you get from Mutt Champs. I don't know if he is obtainable, but you got to get 16 wins in Mutt Champs. And I know everyone can't get 16 wins in Mutt Champs, and I get that. But Mike Williams here is pretty good as well. I'm actually rocking him at the moment because I really have just a B&D team. 88 speed at 6'4", hits all the route running thresholds. He's fantastic. So, look, if you can get 60 wins, Mike Williams is available. If not, Maserati Marv is still really good. Those AKA cards in the early going was really above their times, like the CJ2K, the Maserati Marv. So, we're talking about mid-budget. You got Marv, and then obviously you have Mike Williams if you can go 16-4. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck. This mid or high-level budget receiver tier was hard. It was super duper hard. You do have Darius Slayton here, who's an 87. Doesn't get the theme team boost anymore, but he does have 89 speed at 100K. So Darius Slayton, even if you don't have a Giants theme team, he still gets all the route running thresholds outside of medium. Easy, you can get that boosted up with a strategy card. Really, really good card. He was really, really good when they had a theme team boost a couple weeks ago. He's up to 92 speed. If you need a budget receiver, Darius Slayton can get the job for you. But I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit because this card is actually more than 150K, but not really. If you go to 88 overalls, and you can pick up this card either via Redux or you can go for his LTD. So these two cards, whether it's Tyreek Hill or Xavier Worthy, the reason why I'm putting these on the list because you know LTD's quick sale for 350K. So if you can get Tyreek Hill for 400K, it's technically a 50K rental. Now you got to have 400K to spend, right? But at that point, you're only getting him for 65K. So it's kind of cheating because he's not really 65K, but in the grand scheme of things, that's all it's going to cost you, even if you go to quick sell it. Same thing with Xavier Worthy. If you did have 400K to use, right? And you obviously just want to get a receiver for 15, you can waste 65K and you get 289 speed receivers. So thinking about that, and I think Tyreek Hill, if I'm not mistaken, is 90 speed. So like if you actually really, really want to cook and want to get a fast receiver, I'm pretty sure he's 90. Yeah, he's 90 speed for 65K. So he would technically be the top of the line, but you got to have 400K up front. But if not that, Darius Slayton is a good budget option. But if you do have 400K, you can go out and get these guys instead of their reduxes, so that way you know they hold their value. The closer to 400K that possible, so that way you don't lose much if you decide to quick sell or sell them back. Tight end, free option, Kyle Pitts. Unfortunately, you can only get him from last season if you got up to champion, but he's still my tight end. Haven't wavered from him. The best free option, you can argue one of the best tight ends in the game, not named George Kittle. So Kyle Pitts, definitely out there, man. If you want to go cop him, or if you do have him, you're lucky. You can keep in the lineup. He gets any theme team. No more needs to be said. Now, if we're talking to a mid-tier budget, this card is the only one that really fits it, right? For the longest time, we had the core elite Evan Ingram. That cooked. But David Njoku, if we're talking about that mid-tier, is really the only tight end that fits it. If we take a look at other tight ends, Brock Bowers is a little bit above. You have these guys as well. Vernon Davis Redux is a little bit more expensive than when we're looking at that mid-tier budget. Maybe if we go down to 84 overalls, we may be able to find a budget beast at the tight end position. Not really. I mean, you can go Darnell Washington, Martellus Bennett, who we all get for free. I don't suggest you use your season tokens on none of these players unless they're for your theme team. I'm not using mine. I may use it on Dawkins, but I'm going to get the natural, the 87, 8 tokens to use on Dawkins as he goes up. And then you can go Sam Laporta too. Tight end is a very, very scarce position when it comes to that mid-tier. You have Sam Laporta. You can get the free Hunter Henry from the Mutt Champs getting 60 wins, but I wouldn't suggest it, even though they quick sell for 100K, so they're good value. So I would probably go Sam Laporta and Njoku for that mid-tier tight end position. And I told y'all going to see a lot of these breakout pairs. Dalton Kincaid, 88 speed, route running is there. We put the breakout tokens in there. He gets the 88 speed. He's only 100K. I don't know what more you need me to say, except if you need a budget tight end for 100K, that's your man. Now, edge rusher, I'm going to go through quickly. In terms of a free option, couldn't really find one. Brian Burns from last season would be usable at this point in time. But if you got them free and Ndamukong Suh defensive tackle, I'm going to kind of jumble in defensive tackles, rushers. Lawrence Taylor's only 50K. He's only 50K, 86 speed, 86 power move, 85 finesse. Block shed's a little low, but pass rushers are at a premium. You got to kind of spin when you come to these premium positions. Pass rushers, receivers, corners, or whatnot. But Lawrence Taylor, if you need a pass rusher, I don't mind you picking him up whatsoever. 50K could obviously make some plays for you. Again, a breakout player. Kayvon Thibodeau, 87 speed once you put the token in, 90 excel, 88 power move, 88 finesse. He's a little bit more expensive. He's like 120, 130. But again, if you do need a pass rusher, this is kind of your cheapest option to get a really, really good one. Pass rushers now are coming out with 88, 89 speed. His card came out, about a month ago, and he still has 87. So he's definitely still viable, right? Also, another one I want to mention in this tier, if I can go to him real quick, is a left end, I believe, from the Legend promo, Jason Taylor. 117K. If you want to rock, if you're okay with 117K, he has 87 speed, stock 2, 89 finesse, 84 block shed. Not too bad. So those are two pass rushers around the 100 to 130K mark that I think you could cook with. Now, in terms of a free option, I'm sorry, this card is no longer obtainable. You had to watch the MCS, but I would be crazy not to put this guy on here. Probably the best user in the game, Isaiah Simmons. You see the stats, man. 90 speed, 90 excel. He gets lurk artist for 1 AP. The zone is there at 89. We can boost that up easily to 90, no problem. 6'4", 240. What more needs to be said? I don't think I need to say much more. Now, just quickly, another card I wanted to mention, Malcolm Rodriguez. He's small, but he's fast, right? He has 91 speed because I run a Lions theme team, but he's going to get 90 speed. He is so much of a user because his zone is actually poop. I believe his zone is like 66, but he's fast. At the end of the day, you want speed on your field when it comes to this game. Yes, height does matter, but speed also matters as well. So you can decide who you want to use your free token on. And I guess for receiver, you can use it on Braxton Berrios as well. Again, comment down below if I missed anyone. And obviously, like I said, we'll update it in terms of the next week. But Malcolm Rodriguez, man, if you need a user, 90 speed, you can't go wrong. Now, another free option I want to mention, you get him at level 13 of most fear. He does cost fear to upgrade, but you should get enough fear where this could be free. Devon Diablo, he is absolutely, positively a monster. 89 speed, 87 agility, so he's right up there with Isaiah Simmons and the Rodrigo. Difference between him and Rodrigo, this guy is 6'3". So I just was scrolling past him. I was like, I have to put Devon Diablo in here. Because obviously, look, his zone's going to be a little bit low as well, I believe, when you upgrade him. Well, his zone gets to 89. He gets a plus 20 to that zone, so he's right up there. So if you wanted to have him, Isaiah Simmons, in the middle of your defense in terms of your two users, it's not a bad option because you get a linebacker. I don't think he gets lurk artists because I think you need 86 jumping to get lurk artists, and I don't know if his fully upgraded version gets lurk artists. Let me see. Jumping, it's not going to. He gets 88 jumping, so I think he's going to get lurk artists too when he's fully maxed out. So you can have two lurk artists players in the middle of your defense if you want. Lurk artists, some say, is a scam this year, but I had to mention Devon Diablo in this list. Now, if we're talking about budget, I have to mention these dudes. Tyrell Dotson, he has 87 speed. He's pure speed, right? And you're going to just use him because his zone isn't high enough. So 87 speed, Tyrell Dotson, that's all you need to know. I never used him, but people that I know use him said he felt clunky. And then you have Trenton Simpson for 33K. Now, he's not the fastest 86 speed, but he does get that 87 zone, which is above that zone threshold, which means you don't have to always be on him. He can play by himself, and he will be fine out there. He won't be like a chicken with his head cut off, but we know how zones play in this game regardless, right? So, those are two small budget options from around the 25 to 35K mark. Trenton Simpson and Tyrell Dotson. Now, if we're talking about that 100K range, Patrick Queen is there too. Now, 86 speed, not that really desirable, right? In the 80 zone is I personally would rather have Trenton Simpson because he gets the 86 speed and the 80 plus zone as well. I'll be honest, y'all. Outside of that, when it comes to these middle linebackers, there's not much. There's absolutely not much. If we go look at the 88 overalls, though, if you can get Wildman, his car is a little bit more expensive, above the 150K mark, but he's fantastic. 87 speed. He has the 70 zone, which sucks. But, you know, at the end of the day, that is what it is. Like I said, in terms of middle linebackers, you can go Troy Anderson, too, who is a great budget. Probably the best budget. 88 speed, 6'4", 86 zone. If you can get him, you know, at the 130, 140 mark, I'm not mad at it. But really, outside of him, in terms of middle linebackers, you've seen it. I showed you the 86s, the 87s. There's not much. You have Junior Seau here. Oh, forgot about Junior Seau. I'm tripping. Definitely a good budget user. 87 speed. Again, his zone is low, though. So I would rather pay the 20K extra coins, and get Troy Anderson, who's taller, faster, and has more zone above that 85 zone threshold. He's not bad, but obviously we're talking about a user. If you're running a Dolphins team, they're there. I mean, I guess it's just a Troy Anderson world, and we all just live in it, right? If it's just him in terms of the user, if you don't have Isaiah Simmons, you should have Troy Anderson, point blank, period. All right, boys, let's get to the DBs. Corner. Again, I know not everyone have this card, but this card came out almost 2 months ago, and he's still, if you look at mine, juiced up, one of the best cornerbacks in the game, because I have the dual theme team on him. One of the main reasons I'm running Lions, 90 speed, 90 excel, 91 man, above the 85 zone with his track hard. Look, I know everyone don't have him, but I would have had to show him just in case. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. In terms of mid-tier, there's not many corners that you want to put on your field. I'm talking about that 40 to 50K range. This Kobe Bryant is really, really good, and he gets the theme team boost right now, but his zone and man is trash. The only reason he's good because he has 88 speed. You can't even get the zone or man above the 85 threshold, so I wouldn't touch him. Even on a team of the week theme team, he has 91 speed, but the zone isn't there. This Riley Moss, again, he doesn't have that threshold, and he doesn't have the speed. All these cards are like 85, 86 speed. You do not want to put them on your field when it comes to a cornerback. So we're just going to skip to the mid-tier. Now, the mid-tier is a little bit strange because one of the cards I had on my mid-tier list already before anything was Night Train Lane. Problem is, because of the new AKA sets, the Deions and the George Kittle, he jumped up to like 160K. But if you wait a couple days, it will normalize. He will be back down to like 120. Still a fantastic card, dude. 85 zone, 85 man, so hits both of those thresholds. You know, Night Train Lane always brings the pain when it comes to hitting. So right now, Night Train Lane, he's a little bit more expensive, but I really wonder how much what this 87 Deion looks like. 87 Deion is actually a really, really good budget once he comes down, right? He's like 160 right now. So 87 man, 87 zone. If you can't get the 90, if you can't get the 91, if you're able to cop this car for like 120, throw him on the field. He obviously switches theme teams. You know, Washington, Falcons, obviously have Cowboys. Two good budget options in that 120 range, but obviously they're above that at this moment. There's not really any other ones that really, really fit the mold. This Emmanuel Forbes, though, is really, really good. As you can see, I own him. He has 88 speed, above the man, easy to get above the zone. He's 6 foot, so big, good size for a corner. And obviously with the Warlock and stuff chemistry, I think if you get that 999, you do get a plus zone. So in terms of mid-tier, there's not much, right? Like the 50 to 60K, there's a couple in the 100K range, but the Stingley, I think he has 87 speed if I remember correctly. So do you really want to put 87 speed? I feel like 88 is the minimum unless you run a specific zone scheme and you can scheme out and things like that. Another card I want to see, I've never looked at this card personally, Denzel Ward, 88 speed, the 87. Again, they're a little bit overpriced at the moment, so with the 87s. But yeah, man, Patrick Surtain, he has 86 speed. I think he has 86 speed, or does he have 87? Yeah, he has 86 speed. You don't want to have 86 speed on your field if you can avoid it at this juncture. Yeah, but in terms of that mid-tier, man. Oh, I am tripping. I lied. I am so sorry. Eric Stokes in terms of mid-tier. This card still plays on my team to this day. I apologize. There is a good mid-tier corner. I just wasn't looking in the right spots. Eric Stokes, absolutely. If you need a corner, you have 50 to 60K, go cop Eric Stokes. I 100% apologize. Max Melton, actually, I wasn't even thinking of team builders. I'm so sorry. He's not too bad. 87 speed, but he is 5'11". But Eric Stokes, without a shot of a doubt, if you're on a budget and you need a corner, 130% go cop Eric Stokes and don't even think twice about it. Now, I'm going to cheat again, right, when it comes to these upper echelon corners. Joey Porter. Now, he is really, really good. The problem is, if you can get him close to 400K, which he's already risen back up, he was close to minimum price. You need to get him as close to 400K as possible so that way he's a rental. But you see the stats, 88 speed, 90 man, 87 zone, and he's, I believe, 6'2", right? This Joshua Williams, a lot of people love this card, but I hate him because he's I know he's 6'3", but he only has 87 speed. But obviously, if you're running a Chiefs theme team and all that, I completely understand that. But outside of that, man, you're going to have to pay for corners, bro. You're going to have to pay 100, 200K for some corners. I mean, you have the Nate Wiggins here. This is his Redux for a little bit over 170. If you want to go cop Nate Wiggins LTD, right, it's 88 speed. You know, same thing we said with the Joey Porter. You can do that with the Nate Wiggins. But yeah, man, corner is hard out here. And they make it hard for these premium positions, and I understand it. But those are a couple. Corner may be one you have to spend on if you want it, but I gave you a couple of options that can hold you down in the meantime. Last but not least, let's talk safeties. The number one, but I don't think there's any free safeties. You have Tyler Nubin, which it's Tyler Nubin, right? You do have and I didn't mention any of these guys because I feel like this is the only one that's worth it. Pat Tillman, safety team captain, the strong safety, really, really good free option. Really, really good free option. If you want, I can show you real quick what he looks like. Again, he gets all team chems. So it's a W in that aspect. But if we look at Pat Tillman, he is a really, really good safety. I believe you can get him up to 88 overall. He's obviously 89 because of the boost. You see, man coverage 84, zone coverage 88, 90 speed. If you need a free option and you're not using your team captain anywhere, you can use it on Pat. Now, to me, the #1 budget safety, if you need him, and I know he's a little bit slower, center fielder. Reason why, one, he's 6'3", right? He does have 87 speed, but you don't, if you're playing an up top zone, his height is going to play a big difference, and it's going to make up for the lack of speed. 6'3" is like someone who's 6'1" with 89 speed. Don't believe me, ask any pro how much height matters in this game. Center fielder can still play on a lot of teams. Obviously, if you run a Vikings or Washington's team, he's great as well. So definitely center fielder is one of the best budget safeties in the game. Now, if we're talking about mid-tier, you do have Sean Taylor here. Now, this Trayvon Moehrig, I believe, is a little bit slow, though. I think he's only 86 speed. Yep. I was trying to remember if he was 86 or 87 speed, but if we go to mid-tier, we're talking Sean Taylor. And Javon Holland is really good for 100K too. 88 speed for Javon Holland, 87 speed for Sean Taylor. You're not going to get much better in that mid-tier, you know, that 100K to 120K range in terms of safeties. Now, in terms of strong safeties, options are limited, right? You do have Justin Simmons. I believe he has 86 or 87 speed. 86 speed. So, look, he is 6'2", but that 86 speed, like I said, there's not much. You get the free Derwin. That had to happen like a month ago. He is still usable at 87 speed, but man, to me, it's Sean Taylor, Paul Krause, and Javon Holland in terms of that mid-tier. Now, there's a couple cards here you can see that I'm going to talk about. First one, Cameron Curl. Reason why he's minned out, again, you can get him for, you got to pay that up for 400K. But I know you guys see that 87.6 speed. He automatically gets up to 87. But more importantly, 90 man and 90 zone. That is the only reason he's here. I had this car for the longest time. I did not notice the speed. What I did know is his ability to break on man coverage routes and zone because of his 90 man and 90 zone. Just throwing that out there. If you have the 400K, obviously, look, I have a Washington theme team. I may even grab him back for that. And then Jair Brown. Again, I told you guys you're going to see a lot of these breakout players. I think this is like our third and fourth one you've seen. 88 speed because you get the breakout token and up at him. Then 88 man and 88 zone. You can easily get up to 90 if you want. So that's it for me, boys. This might have been a longer video, but I wanted to break down every position. Let me know what you enjoyed about it. Let me know who I missed. Any more budget players. We'll probably update this in 2 weeks. Next week, we'll do the cut option and see what the budget players there. There's a lot more budget players in cut than it is in MUT. But appreciate you, boys. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy. If you're using some of these cards, hopefully this helped y'all. And like I said, we'll update it in 2 weeks. I'm out. Deuces.